What up, family? It's your host with the most from the West Coast, Dtlf, man, back with another episode of Around the League. And boy, we got a nice one for y'all because it is one day before free agency. We got less than 24 hours till it kicks off. But of course, I don't want to host this by myself, so I got to bring in special guest today, man, making his return, Big Q Quincy. Mr. Brown, how you doing, man?
Big ups, Laker fam. Big ups, Dan. Appreciate you. Happy to be back.
Hey, pleasure to have you, brother. Glad to have you on for this episode. Up next, we got a veteran in the game, DTK, man, Don the Kingpin. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? I love that DTK, man. I
I
love
got you,
that. I
bro.
love
You know,
that
when
right
I give
there.
out nicknames, they stick, man. So you
Yes, sir.
DTK from here on out
Yes,
to
sir.
keep it short and sweet. I love it. And then, of
Cool.
course, one of my right hand man right here, who's been editing graphics for me and is very knowledgeable. My brother from another Christian. What's up, brother? How you
Hey,
doing, man?
here, man. I love it.
Love it,
the
man.
guest here. Yeah, amazing. Let's go.
Let's get it, man. Let's get right into this heat because the first question is a banger right off the top. So crazy rumors before free agency. We are less than 24 hours, fellas. And I got to ask, and I'm going to let you guys pick one name because I don't want you guys taking each other's, free agents. But what is the one name you think the Lakers should target who can make the biggest impact this offseason? If you could just pick one with the mid-level exception, who would it be? Let's start with Big Q, man.
All right. So my biggest qualm for this or argument, I would say, for this Western Conference Finals was the bigs. I do think that we had something on the bench that Darvin Ham could have went to, but Brook Lopez. I think that he checks all the boxes for us. He's gonna play good defense. He's long. He blocks shots. He hit the three, and then he'll have that big body to put on, a Joker or whoever else. But I think if we can get him, I know you've talked about it before, Dan, that we might not be able to get him for that mid-level because he might, for that last contract, want a little bit more.
Right.
But I think $12.5 million, because we now have that full mid-level exception. I think that would be fantastic if we can get him. And I think that he would answer, like I said, some shooting and that big body that we need.
Oh, absolutely. And DTK has said it before, man. Don the Kingpin has said Brook Lopez would be an excellent fit. I tend to agree with him. What you thinking over there, Chris? Who's your one player, if you could pick one?
You know what? Since the reports came out today, I'll take Bruce Brown.
BB.
And and everyone saw what he did in the finals. Everyone saw what he did in the playoffs. Everyone saw it. So there's no mistaking on what he can and can't do in the playoffs. We have certain guys now on our team that, are still, you could put a question mark on them. But
Yep.
after that, if you got Bruce Brown on the team, there would be no question mark because you saw what he did. And it would just be right there in front of your face. Bruce Brown, defense, hit threes. And, that's my type of guy. My type of guy is Vando. My type of guy is Bruce Brown. I love the role players that'll just take the team to the next level. And that's it right there.
Right. So 3-and-D type wings that you keep
3-and-D,
stacking, man.
yep.
Keep stacking them like chips, and eventually, you're gonna get the crunch,
Yep.
aka get to that next level. So, all right, Dontario, tell me who your free agent, and it could be any of the ones that were already picked, and give me your reasons why, brother.
So ever since the reports of Bruce Brown, were not him per se, but us showing interest in Bruce Brown for that mid-level exception. I've been thinking, man, like, bench with Bruce Brown, and you got Vando coming off the bench, and then we add another guard. That perimeter defense is gonna be it's gonna be pretty deadly. But then me, Dan, like I've been saying it ever since that series versus Denver, like we need to go bigger. Brook Lopez, him and AD, they mesh together so well. He'll be able to help out AD on the, in the paint. Like BQ was saying, he'll stretch to, he's a stretch five. He can defend the paint. He was a runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year last season. So he'll help out tremendously. Like if I had my choice, it'll be Brook Lopez. Because with LeBron's pending sayings of him possibly walking out the door and playing with Bronny in a couple of years, it seems like AD is gonna be here for a little while. So while we have AD here, like let's make moves that's going to preserve him for the future. And I feel like Brook Lopez is that person to preserve him for the future. One of the reasons why that we lost versus them because we didn't have nobody to help AD. Like we didn't have no other sense to help AD. And Brook Lopez, he's gonna fill those boxes. And so we go get Brook Lopez. I agree with Big Q. We go get Brook Lopez for that mid-level inception and pair him up at AD. And I want to see if somebody dare come into that paint.
Hey, that'd be nice. If we could recreate the Twin Towers we had in 2020, man, I think a lot of us fans been salivating over the fact that, that's the key to success. And you can see the Denver Nuggets, what they did this season. And it tells you a lot of teams are starting to kind of, switch directions and get bigger and, look for more size. So you see what the Utah Jazz just did. They just traded for John Collins, another big man to go with the two they already had there with Markkanen and the others. So, yeah, man, I like Brook Lopez as well. I also like Bruce Brown. Shout out to my boy Chris who brought him up. Both very good acquisitions. If none of those are attainable, though, I'm going to go with Christian Wood. And let me tell you why Christian Wood appeals to me, not only because he's still young and he still has a lot of potential, but it just his ability to space the floor, and it would help us with our spacing tremendously. So you wouldn't have a problem with running the 4-out, 1-in offense under Darvin Ham. He's somebody that I think Ham would give heavy minutes to. And I know he's not proven, he hasn't played for a winner yet, but that's the key right there. Yet, right? We get our hands on him. Phil Handy gets his hands on him, properly, fully develops him. I think he's probably as good as he's going to be now. But I think his asset, and I was talking to my boy, shout out to Lou from New York. He was telling me, he's the one that kind of sold me on Christian Wood. And he's telling me, man, Christian Wood, I think will be perfect for you guys. So his key points were that he fits with the timeline with some of the younger players. And again, him and AD will have, hopefully AD will have young, fresher legs with a young buck like Christian Wood. But I do like all of your guys' pick. I think any of those would be solid under the mid-level exception. And of course, you guys heard the news earlier that we relinquished the rights to Mo Bamba and Malik Beasley. And who was the other one? That was a G League player we picked up.
Shaquille Harrison.
Shaquille Harrison, who has a GOAT name, by the way. But, we relinquished the rights and we're clearing the deck. So let's see what Rob cooks up. All right, let's switch gears a little. Let me answer this question right here. Jay Sports Enthusiast, appreciate you, bro. He said, what are y'all thoughts on DeMarcus Cousins making a comeback to LA? He's only 32, and honestly, if we had him as a backup in the playoffs, I think he'd help. Anybody can take it, man. Whoever wants to answer this question, go ahead.
I believe that if we could have got him for the veterans minimum the last couple of years, he would have been a nice player to have on the bench. He's always a scoring threat. And I think he probably can still rebound the ball decently too. I don't know how much he's going to really give you on defense, but he's a big body. So, for the veterans minimum, I think that's great money right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree. Veterans minimum, there's a lot of players that could fit that slot right there. We're hearing Eric Gordon. We're hearing, so many players that you don't have to overpay for, but they could potentially slide in right there. Now, let's switch gears a little bit, man. James Harden opting out of his contract and requesting a trade from Philly. Okay. Rumor has it the Clippers are engaged. Listen, they engaged. I gotta say something about the Clippers, man. Listen, they engage players more than Kim K on the sideline. They out here engaging the shit out of every player in the free agent rumor mill. So I gotta ask y'all, man, would this make them a legit contender? I had to do it. I'm sorry, I had to do it. It was just right there. Clipper jokes all day.
Dan.
Yeah.
Don should go first.
Okay, Don, go ahead, bro. How are we feeling about this entanglement? Potentially, bro. How are we feeling? Man?
My God.
How are we feeling, bro?
I'm not moved at all. To be honest with you, James Harden, I mean, he's a phenomenal player in the regular season because we all know what he does in the playoffs. He's going to get injured or he's going to fall short. But that what makes him a perfect candidate for the Clippers, because just like he falters in the playoffs, so do they. So I feel like it's a perfect match made in heaven to me. Okay, enough of the trolling. Honestly, I feel like it's not going to work because like everything still depends on Kawhi and his availability. We know he's the king of load management. He's not gonna play all the games, and it's just, to me, honestly, I don't see any reason why the Clippers would do it. Like, why would you clear the books to get under the salary cap? They're the only team that's that second apron team. So my thing is, shouldn't you be concentrating on getting under the cap, or y'all just don't care? My thing is, I mean, basketball sense, it don't make any sense to me. Why would you go get James Harden and add him to a team that pretty much ain't gonna have little to no depth? You just got Kawhi. You're gonna depend on Kawhi, and like we all know how that goes. So, my thoughts is, sure. I mean, but if they get James Harden, keep PG, like the league needs to be on the investigation. Like, seriously, like.
Hey, listen, I've been calling all summer long. These billionaire bullshit owners been on some BS, man. And they're out here just, collecting all the Pokemon and shit. Like, listen, you don't got to catch them all. Leave some for the rest of us, right? No, James Harden, man. Listen, I agree with you, man. James Harden would be a dream fit for them only because I don't think they're going to have to give up Paul George. Now, if they give up Paul George and they're just swapping one out for the other, you're giving up defense for offense, basically. And you had more than enough offense. It's just about staying healthy for them, right? The thing here for me is I have a feeling, just like you, Dontario, that they're about to make some BS bogus trade. It might be like Norman Powell and 3 combos at Wendy's for, what I'm saying? It might be something ridiculous. They might pull the trigger on. What do you think, Chris? How do you think about James Harden and the Flippers? Go ahead.
Yeah, they're going to trade him for a Baconator. Either the Baconator breakfast sandwich or the lunch sandwich. Hey, listen, it's going to be some BS stuff, man. For real, honestly, it's going to be some BS stuff. No, I would say no to it all the way. I'm not part of in any way, shape, or form of the Clippers organization, so they do what they got to do. But no. Just no. To me,
you
it's
don't want to see it, right? You don't want to see that.
To me, to me, it's just like, okay, the CBA doesn't make any sense to the Clippers or any, like you've said in past videos, it makes no sense to any billionaires. They don't care whatever the CBA throws at them. They don't care. They just want to build their super team, get into the playoffs, get that playoff money, and then go on from there, right?
They're stacking, man. They're stacking like pancakes at IHOP.
And I don't know if I'm jumping forward in the show, but man, you could throw in the Phoenix Suns in that group, just not caring about the CBA. Man, no.
It's these billionaires, bro. They're ruining the NBA for the rest of us diehard NBA fans. Quincy, talk to me, bro. How we feeling about James getting a hard on for the Clippers, man? How we feeling about that?
What really I think is starting to bother me is all of these players. I mean, James Harden was one at one time that was really like getting it in, MVP, scoring champ, all of that. And I mean, guys are just, and he's still, I think he's still got some, few years of good basketball left. And you just like giving up right now. They don't want no challenge. Like none of these guys want the challenge anymore, and to be honest, they were good enough, Philly was, to win the East this year. They didn't play well. Weren't they up 3-2 in that series?
They were. Yeah, I think so.
Crazy.
I think so.
And again, Harden, no show for the last 2 games as usual, So it's like instead of you just manning up, and balling out like you're supposed to and win the damn series, they just punk out, and now I'm gonna go play with all of the homies, that's way better than me, so it can make it easy on me, So I mean, I'm not a hater, but I'm starting to really become one just more and more as you see it. I mean, because even as a hooper myself, Dan, and we've talked, you like the challenge. The challenge is what raises your level of play. And it's exciting to like, hey, let me try to get better and get over the hump. And I mean, I think, like I said, I think Philly was good enough to win the East this year. Especially since Giannis was hurt. They should have beat Boston, man. So that's
Yeah, and listen, all I gotta say is, God rest his soul, the Commissioner David Stern. But I don't think we realized what we had with this guy.
Yeah.
Right? He's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
doing somersaults, backflips, and looking like a roly poly in his grave, listening to all this bullshit that's going on, man. Somebody got to go check on that, man. He probably already popped out of that casket. But I look, this is sickening, and like Quincy mentioned, it's gotten to the point where is this league going to become unbearable to watch in the near future? Is everybody going to team up? Is it going to be top 4 or 5 team heavy loaded, even with the new CBA? You know, I thought we were talking about parity, and here come these clowns. You know, the slithery snake recruiting Kyrie Irving rumors. You know, here comes now James Harden trying to force his way to play with potentially Paul George and Kawhi. When will it end? You know, we're trying to see some competition. We're trying to see some real competition, not Western versus Eastern all-star team. You know, that's not what we're trying to see. So let's see what happens. Now, I got to ask y'all, if there's a rumor earlier that Kyrie might take a meeting. Now it sounds like it's not valid, right? The rumor. But if he does even take a meeting with the Phoenix Suns, let's say they acquire him, what would a championship with a stacked team like that mean for Phoenix? Does it count for a quarter of a championship? Like what does it mean to you guys? What does it do to these players' legacies moving forward? And I'm talking about Cupcake Durant. I'm talking about Flat Earth Irving, and I'm talking about, you know, can't get no touches in the paint Ayton and Bradley, you know, quarter of a season availability Beal. Like, what does it do to these guys' legacies if they win a championship, if they keep stacking like this?
Don't forget no double team Booker.
Oh, that's the biggest one right
I
there.
forgot about him. Listen,
The-
this man
the-
has acquired so many players, I completely
Yeah.
forgot about him.
The guy starts to cry if you double team him, even in a off-season game.
It's ridiculous, man. It's gotten to the point where I think everything's a joke. If they win a championship, like, what's going to happen to the league? Like, what does this do for the president of the league moving forward? I think the blueprint has been set by the Denver Nuggets. They drafted well, they added key free agents, and they, you know, obviously it's all from within with the sprinkle pieces. Now the Lakers are following the same blueprint. We've been drafting well. You know, we made a couple of trades along the way, but nothing crazy. And look where we're at right now, right? So I do think the league needs to follow that blueprint, and especially the Lakers. We've been talking about the Lakers acquiring stars for years, but we've come to a realization that depth might be the key, right, to move forward. Yeah. Now, with that being said, what would be the best landing spot, aka fit for Harden? Now, I'll let Quincy go first.
Wow. I'm sure he wants to win a championship.
Yep.
You know, I mean, to me, you already built a little bit of chemistry over the last couple of years. It will be to re-sign with Philly. You know, I mean, I was gonna say they probably could use another player or two, but for the most part, I mean, it's just it's running it back, you know, and like I say, it's just playing better. They literally could have won if they would have played better. I think that we see this the way that all of these teams are, you know, free agents are forcing their way to super teams or whatever. If he goes and goes to a stacked team, it's going to be the same thing where you're top heavy with 3-4 great players or good players, and then you just fill the roster out with whoever, you know, or like you say, all the guys who want to get bandwagon and jump on the bus, you know, who want to win, they think they're going to win a title. But to me, I would say, you know, even though he opted in, right? He wants to trade, but I would say, you know what, just stay, because, you know, what is the options? What, Clippers or I don't even know who the other
Miami.
options are.
I'm in here. Miami is interested.
Mm-hmm. So Miami might not be bad. Miami might, because, you know, obviously they're going to let Kyle Lowry go, you know, so he could actually play point guard, and Jimmy is a hog, and you know, Miami has that culture over there, you know. So without us hating on him, that probably would be the best if he's going to leave Philly.
Yeah. Right, and because they only have one official star in Jimmy, Bam is mainly a defensive presence. I don't really see him as a star, right? He's not a two-way guy. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. I agree with you, Quincy. Don Terry, who's the best fit for the bearded one?
Oh, I totally agree with what Quincy said. Philly, you know, run it back. For me personally, like, I'll be paying attention to Tobias Harris. because his dad actually came out and spoke against the organization. He feels like they've done his son a disservice. Now, when your parent starts getting into it, yeah, you really gotta some changes got to be made. So I really feel like Tobias Harris could be on his way out of Philly. If something does not change, they don't try to remend that defense or whatnot. But
Right.
I feel like the obvious choice is Philly. Him and Embiid mesh each other well. You have an inside-outside presence. Harden can attack from the outside. He can go on the inside. Then you have that dominant bit man and Joel Embiid, who's really a 3-level scorer. Plus, he can play defense. So they mesh really well together. Like Quincy was saying, if they add a couple more pieces, maybe trade Tobias Harris for 2 or 3 good role players, because he has a huge contract. So you can really split that into like 2 or 3 good role players, and they just run it back with that. Then I feel like they can do something in the East, because right now the East, outside of Miami and Boston, the East is, and Milwaukee, of course, the East is really, it could be had. So you run it back with Philly. Of course, Miami, they're gonna try to get into the mix. Pat Riley, he never sleep. He gonna make sure that Miami stays in contention. You move a Kyle Lowry, maybe you move a Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson or somebody like that to try to bring Harden there. That could work, but going to the Clippers, I don't see that happening as a championship team. I feel like they will pretty much have to decimate their whole depth just to bring him there, and that would be a disservice to them, considering that they're going to have 2, if not 3, injury-prone guys on one team. So I feel like he should stay in Philly.
Philly, Dilly. All right. Hey, Chris, talk to me, man. You got any surprise teams out here for?
Well, I'll say what Don just said. I'm on the same record as he is, but what he just said right now, I would love for the Clippers to have 3 injury-prone players that just don't play, and yeah, I'm fine with that. I got no problem with that. But no, yeah, on the realness, yeah, I'm on the same record with Don. Yeah, I can't even like fight against it. Yeah, yeah, man.
Philly, stay with Philly as well.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna give a little bit of a different take. I think James Harden, man, his best years were in Houston, and he kind of lost his DNA along the way as he became a journeyman. So my favorite landing spot for him is actually back in Houston, where he can do whatever he wants. He can shot check all he wants. He can take the youth under his wing or take him to the strip club. Up to you completely, man. That's up to you, right? But I just feel like that's his best fit, man. I don't think he's a winner. I don't see him as a winner, as a champion. I don't see him as that type of player, unless if he was really smart, he wanted to become a champion, he'd come to the Lakers, man. I'm just being honest. I don't like James Harden, so I'm the last person to tell you this based off of bias. But he's exactly what the Lakers were missing as far as the offense goes. Another ball handler who could take pressure off of LeBron James, knock down shots, create, and he actually earned a little bit of my respect this offseason when he hit a couple of game winners. During like Quincy said, he took the Celtics to 7 games. Right, it was Joel who didn't show up in that series, and he got punked by Al Horford. Al Horford out here looking like Tito Horford on his ass, just bullied him, man. And so I think James Harden, believe it or not, the best fit for him is Houston. If he wants to do his thug fizzle and all of that, whatever he wants, Houston will give him the green light. And then if he really wants to win a championship, for me, it's either Miami or the Lakers. Those are the best 2 fits because, again, for me, the Lakers, if he takes the mid-level exception, which I doubt he will. He comes in here and he provides just another option to take some pressure off of LeBron with the scoring, and like I said, he's been proven in the playoffs as far as scoring buckets and getting buckets. So I'll say I think Miami though is probably the best overall fit as far as that goes. So but gotta answer my question right here from my guy Eduardo, man. He said Brown or Lopez for the mid-level exception, or split it between Schroeder and DiVincenzo / Gordon. Option number 1. Always, man. When you use that mid-level exception, you want to get an impact player, somebody who's going to come in. You don't want to get you don't want to get the Parmesan cheese on top of this spaghetti, because that's not going to make a dent as far as that goes. You want to get impact player who can make a difference. Brook Lopez can make a difference. Heck, even Bruce Brown can make a difference. But when I look at Schroeder, he was excellent, but I'm not giving him half of the MLE personally. I still think veterans minimum is right around his alley. And then Dante DiVincenzo, nice player. I think he's a system guy. Eric Gordon, over the hill. Do you guys agree or disagree with me, man? I'll let y'all answer.
I totally agree with you. I'm going with option one. I'm going for the big fish that I can get right now, because this is one thing to realize, and this is what most people don't understand. Rob Pelinka has let almost $30 million walk out the door. You don't let that walk out the door for a Dennis Schroeder and Dante DiVincenzo or Eric Gordon. No way, no way. Like, that lets me know he has somebody in mind that's really gonna bring an impact to this team. And one of those guys could be a Bruce Brown, or it could be Brook Lopez. We just don't know which one is going to be, but we know it's going to be one of those. And then you can work with Dennis Schroeder. Dennis, for all we know, you can give the taxpayer exception to Dennis Schroeder. You know, the $5 million, you can give that to him, or he'll even come back on the vet min. I feel like you can give either Dante DiVincenzo or Eric Gordon that taxpayer exception, and I feel like they will come here. But just to spend the whole mid-level exception on Schroeder, Dante, and Eric Gordon, nah, I don't feel like Rob. That's not in Rob's plan. Rob's plan is to get either Bruce Brown or Lopez with that mid-level exception. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, This year has to be an impact player. Like we need. Like I said, if you just let two guys go, they still haven't re-signed everybody else yet. You got to get an impact player, and Brown and Lopez are both impact players. Those two, with the momentum that they play, the plays that they can make, they will like make a difference. Obviously, we know what Schroeder did and all that type of stuff, but but I'm not sure what team is going to offer Schroeder no big contract either. You know, he already fumbled the bag, so I don't know if anybody else is going to throw him another bag because he's going to fumble it again. But, but I think Brown and Lopez, to me, one or the other is going to make a difference. And then you can kind of fill, whatever other spots with those vet men's after that.
Absolutely.
No, and Dan, real quick, selfishly, I hope we sign Brown just because we have the artwork ready to go.
Oh, that's right. My guy's already worked on some fire for me, man. So I do appreciate that, and I hope we sign him because we want to release that artwork. It's pretty special, all right? Now, all right, back to Kevin Durant again, and thanks so much, Eddie. Appreciate the super chat. Back to KD again, fam. Kevin Durantula, all right, the cupcake, the snake, whatever you want to call him. He's now hooked up, right, with more superstars in the whole Kardashian bloodline, fam. Like, this is insane. I didn't think that was a possibility at this point. So, you know what I'm saying?
Breaking records out here, man.
I didn't think he could catch more bodies than the Kardashians. But what will his legacy look like at the end of his career, in your guys' opinion? We know he's a Hall of Famer. It's a given. He's had the skill set. I'll let y'all chime in before I go off on this cat, man. But I know Christian has something to say about Kevin Durant.
Kevin,
go ahead.
Well, listen. The guy is super talented, right?
Yeah.
But I have no respect for him after all these years. I became a Westbrook fan because of him. When he did what he did to the Oklahoma City Thunder, I said, you can't. I wouldn't do that to my own.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh man, I don't.
We get it.
You want to destroy KD? One sentence.
No, yeah. I wouldn't do that to my own teammates, my own co-workers. I wouldn't do that. If I told my co-workers, hey, I'll never go to this company because of da, and then I go to that company, oh, come on, man.
But let me ask you this, Chris. What if that company is throwing the whole book at you, the whole paycheck booklet, man? You're not going to?
I'm not doing it, Dan. Listen, Dan.
Okay, that's loyalty right there, bro.
I'm going to get up in this camera. Hey, I wouldn't do that because I'm loyal. And I can already tell you, Don and Dan know this. I'm loyal to the fucking bones. Sorry if I'm using bad words.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, you're
but
good, man.
I'm loyal to the bones. And I'm here because I'm loyal to Dan, Don, and Big Q. because I'm not gonna just dude.
my man trying to
Man.
destroy KD.
You
I
see
feel
them.
you, man.
No, and KD, you could find me. I'm sure your people could find me if you want to talk to me. Please,
He might just do it. He might take you up on that offer,
please.
bro. I heard. Listen, he might be in the
KD.
chat right now, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like the candy man. If you say his name too much, he's gonna pop up like.
Yeah. KD, if you want to talk to me, if you want to talk to a dude that grew up in the hood and know what it's about to be loyal to your people, but keep moving up, because there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You could grow up in the hood and then not do anything, but you could grow up in the hood and then move your people up with you, right?
Right.
That's what I've always thought. Anyways, you could just keep moving up, but come on, KD, come on, man. I just think it's come on, man.
Yeah,
and I could keep going on, but just go on to the next person.
All right, bro. I feel you, man. My guy just vented on us right quick.
Yeah,
I like
man.
that. Go ahead, Don. Kevin Durant, let him have some words.
Oh man, like Christian said, man. Phenomenal player, man. One of the great offensive players that we've ever seen in this game, man. I loved him when he was in OKC. When he was growing up with Westbrook and Harden and Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins and all them players over there. I loved him. But when he went to Golden State, in the words of Stephen A., that was the worst. That was the weakest move by a superstar I ever seen. Like, you go to a team that you had down 3-1, that previously lost 3-1 in the finals, and you go join that team. If that's not the epitome of weak sauce, I don't know what to tell you. And then it's like from there, he created super team after super team, and now you're trying to create another one. You're trying to create another all-star team, and under our noses, and you're going to call yourself great. See, personally, like, the media has tried to pin him against LeBron James for so many years. Oh, he's better than LeBron, yada, yada, yada. No, that conversation didn't even need to be had, because he would never, and I mean never, be on the same level as LeBron James. He can't even clean LeBron James' shoes. He can't even drive LeBron James' car. He can't even pay for LeBron. The only thing he could do is pay for LeBron James's meal. That's it. Other than that, he is not on the same level as LeBron James. Here's the main reason why we have somebody like a Skip Bayless. We have somebody like a Stephen A. We have somebody like a Jay Williams, because it's really the media's fault, because they've tried to take out LeBron James so many times. Oh, this person's gonna be better than LeBron James. This person's gonna be better than LeBron. No, he's not even on the same level. LeBron has not gone around and created super teams. Even Charles Barkley said, well, LeBron did the same thing when he went around. No, Miami was an 8 seed when the year prior he went there. The team,
That's a good point. The people don't bring that up.
Right,
Golden State, he culminated in there.
Exactly.
Right?
Golden State they won 73 games before he came there.
And beat
him, and you joined that team, dude.
That was definitely the weakest move I've ever fucking seen, but this got to be the second weakest with the Phoenix Suns he's doing right now, bro. I agree with you, bro. Listen, I love the passion y'all spitting out here, man. Y'all spitting anti-snake venom right now. And I'm gonna let my boy Q keep running this train, man, because I'm gonna finish it off after Q.
And stop bickering on folks on Twitter. Like, grow up, dude. Like, for real, man.
I wish he would hit me up, bro, because I gotta listen, man. I'm ready to speak my mind for this fella right here.
I'm sorry, Q. I had to get that one out real quick.
Yeah, for real, Q. Big Q, do your thing, man.
No, but that's part of it. What you just said, Don, is like, why are you even worried about what anybody else that don't even play basketball is talking about? That's number one. But what I was gonna say is just he's not a leader, And the one thing that we've all seen this as NBA fans of years, if you're a real leader, those are the champions. Those are the greats, the ones who get everybody behind them and they lead the way. This dude, no. Oh, come on, guys, come and play with me. I'm thinking about coming over here to play, so come and play with me. He's just not he's phenomenal basketball player, but mentality weak. Character weak.
Weak.
You know,
Yep.
yeah. So,
Check. I agree, brother. And let me finish him off by saying this: when Kevin Durant's career is done, years will pass and his name will be forgotten, no matter how many championships he wins from here on out. Why will his name be forgotten? Not because he lacked any skill. He could have been a top 5 player of all time. That's how skilled he was. But because exactly what you guys mentioned, his mindset is weak as fuck. And he will continue to be that because what people say bothers him. He hopped on some spaces last week and he was calling people's opinions and the way we break down basketball weak. And I don't know why the host didn't, like, he just agreed, I guess, because he was starstruck. But if I was in those spaces, I guarantee you I would have been like, okay, and we think that your decision making is weak sauce as well. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he's taken the easiest route I didn't ever seen, right? Jake the Snake out here just wiggling his way, trying to get to easy championships. And it's like, bro, do you realize that it takes all of the fun when you're a 7-foot guard skilled player, Hall of Famer? You won 2 championships with Golden State, and guess what? Nobody thinks about those championships. So imagine if you win 1 or 2 more, who's going to think about those when you stacking the team like this? Matter of fact, when I go back and I think of LeBron James' best championships, clearly Cleveland is number 1, and then the Laker one is number 2. After that, you put the Miami Heat championship because I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? Like, because
I agree too.
Of how they stacked that team. So I'll tell you this, and that was a one-time thing. I felt like LeBron learned from that and went back to Cleveland, made good on his part. What LeBron did, he redeemed himself. He earned my respect back after he did that, because if this would be the equivalent of Kevin Durant going back to OKC and leading them to a championship after he promised one there, he'll never do that, unfortunately, right? So he went into villain mode and he just completely shut off. And I feel like Kevin Durant is emo. He's too emotional. He's too in his feelings, and he's very unlikable. He was awesome, man. I saw his kid play in Texas. I saw him in OKC. He was amazing. I never imagined that his career would take such a sharp turn, and he would become this, I guess, the Thanos of basketball, just looking for the next Infinity Stones to dominate. And it's like, bro, come on, man. So, yeah, for me, man, Kevin Durant is the most disappointing superstar in the history of the NBA. And I'm not exaggerating. That's what I see him as, because I loved him so much, and now I really dislike him. Hate is a strong word. Won't use that one.
Can you do me one favor? Can you pull up K-Town 211's on comment real quick? Because I'm about to blow that out the water right now.
All right, let's hear that.
Oh, do that right there.
We can't do that. Go ahead, bro.
So yeah, let me take care of this real quick. So when LeBron went to Miami, Dwayne Wade was already on his last leg. Chris Bosh wasn't even a superstar. He was just the main star on the Toronto team. When Kevin Durant went to Golden State, Steph was in his prime. Clay was in his prime. Draymond was in his prime. So he joined a team with 3 primed all-stars versus 2. So I don't feel like that was a super team. I don't feel like Miami was as big as a super team as Golden State was. Golden State, like, I'm gonna tell you something. When Kevin Durant went to Golden State, I stopped watching basketball because I'm like, ain't nobody gonna beat these dudes. Like, this is a whole all-star team. Like, ain't nobody gonna beat these dudes. So at least when you had LeBron go to Miami, it was somewhat competitive because you had Dallas, you had San Antonio, you had OKC, you had Boston to even compete with them. When KD went to Golden State, I mean, Lee was in trouble. It was over. Like, it was over. So, like, I hate the fact that they say that, he said, oh, LeBron created a super team. Like, come on. It don't even compare.
The truth of the matter is that super teams been around forever, right?
Forever.
The Lakers had a super team back in the 80s and the late 90s. Lakers have had super teams before, but the difference here is the matter in which it happened. It happened right after you got beat, and it happened by you joining a team that was already favored to beat LeBron and the Cavs that year in 2016 when they won 73 games. So you really took the biggest route. Period. Nobody can chop it up any other way.
Yeah, Dan, real quick. Don hit it on the head. Yeah, they got it wrong. They got it wrong.
But you know what? I'll say this about KD.
Pay attention.
I'll say this about Kevin Durant. in order for him to get out of this state of mind that I put him in, where I just feel like he's not going to redeem himself, I feel like he would really have to, like, it would have to be a perfect scenario of like Phoenix, everybody getting hurt, and maybe him and one other player still available, and he carries them to a championship. Then that would be semi-impressive, right? And I say semi because you're still getting a break from the whole regular season, right? So at the end of the day, man, it's just disappointing. But all right, let's move on from that topic. We can talk all day.
Man. Yeah.
We can talk all day, Kevin Durant. Really, we're getting stuck on Kevin Durant, man.
Right.
And it's not to hate on him, but it's just he's the most disappointing superstar ever. Period.
He's a lost cause, man. Like,
to be honest, I think we're telling the truth here. Like we're telling what the NBA
that's all we doing around the league, bro.
Yeah,
that is all we do.
And
it hurts sometimes, but
you go on to Twitter because the title is KD is not top 5, and you're getting baited. Yeah. You know that host is baiting you, right? And you just gonna fall for it. Like, dude, like if there ain't weak mind, I don't know what it is.
Facts. All right, now let's talk about another individual that's kind of been disappointing lately, Damian Lillard. Okay. What do you guys make of the Damian Lillard flippy floppy wishy-washy situation where this guy is he's in and then he's out like the burger joint? What do you guys make of this situation? And let's start with Don. Talk to me, bro. How you feeling about Dame?
In the words of Jeff, God forgive me, he full of shit. Like Dame is not leaving Portland ever. Yep. He's gonna have a statue put up in Portland. He's going to take another $200 million contract. Dame is not leaving, guys. Like, I don't know how many times we gotta keep saying this. Every summer, we all on Damian Lillard watch. Is he leaving this time? Is he going to leave this time? Oh, like, dude, like, what do you want? First, you say, oh, well, I don't want to join a stat team. Then you say, oh, well, I don't want it too young, but I don't want to. Like, dude, what do you want? Like, what exactly do you want? Like, my thing is, it's like Dame trying to get the best of both worlds. How you expect Portland to build a team around you if you are getting paid $50 to $60 million a year? Like, dude, come on. Like, we all know you just want the money. You know, like Ed said, you clout chasing because you're a rapper. You trying to put on this whole, well, do it for the grind type thing because you feel like that's what a rapper is supposed to do. But dude, at the end of the day, you don't want to be the bad guy. You want the organization to be the bad guy. You don't want to. He really wants to leave, but because of the backlash that he's going to get, he'll rather say, well, I'm just going to stay here until the organization trades me. Like, no, dude, you're the superstar. You're the franchise player. If you want to leave, go to an organization, tell them, let them know that you want to leave and tell them where you want to go. And they will oblige that. But no, you want to be the good guy. You want to portray yourself as a grind, as a person who lives for the grind until you're going to get grinded in the ground, dude. Like, but we're going to be having this same conversation next summer because it's going to be another Dame watch. Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of this dude, man. Like I'm tired of this dude.
No, I think the whole league is tired of it at this point. Go ahead, Quincy.
Tell him how you really feel, Don.
Oh, man.
Hey, they got him started with the LeBron joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man, he's mad right now. Look, this is the mad time right here.
I need to drink some more water, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Q. What you thinking, bro, about Dame?
I just think it needs to be one or the other. Like Don just said, own the fact if you want to leave, if you want to go play for a contender, own it, speak up on it, and then assist the organization in assisting you to get out of town. Otherwise, if you really don't, shut it down, and then let's stop having this conversation. And I think you mentioned this last week, Dan, or maybe it was Jeff, but nobody won't talk about this stuff if they didn't hear it from your camp. It's coming out of his camp. Yeah. So like you said, Don, it's getting real sloppy. It's coming out of his camp from somewhere by him saying to somebody, yeah, I really don't want to be here. I'm not feeling the way that they're running the organization right now. I wish that I could go to another team. But then as soon as the microphone get in there, Dame, how you feel? Well, I don't really want to leave because I want to stay in Portland. Just own it one way or the other. Right. That's and shut it down so that ESPN from 8 to 12 at night, we're not talking about this stuff, 4 days a week. Because that's what's getting crazy, because it has gotten our hopes up for the last 2 or 3 years, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah, like maybe he'll leave. Yeah. So
I never won them. I never won them. I never won them. Like,
What you thinking, Chris? How you feeling about Dame Logo Lillard? Well, I can't hear you, bro. I think your mic is unplugged. So we can't
My
hear you
bad.
right now. No,
Don, you were saying you never wanted him on the Lakers, or just never? Yeah,
I never wanted him on the Lakers. Like, I don't.
yeah, I feel the same way, and especially of the age now. I guess you could throw that in there. The age now. Yeah, no, and you just claim to be this like, oh, this just from heaven sent. No, not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe what? Maybe 2-3 years into your NBA, you know,
Career. Yeah.
career, but not anymore. Um, if we had to trade for you or somehow get you on the Lakers, okay, fine. But no, we're not going to just throw away our future, because we have a great future. I don't know what anybody's seen today, and I'm pretty sure Dan, all of you guys on here have seen crazy day.
Yeah.
But I think we have a great future. We might not need him. We might not need him.
I'll say this about Dame, just to wrap it up here with the Damian Lillard situation. He, once upon a time, was a very likable dude. Unlike Don, I did want him on the Lakers, especially when he was in his prime. I would have dreamed of a player like that, man, that could, shot create and was, it's just an amazing floor general, and the way he attacked the rim, and he plays above the rim, and he's just an amazing ball player. This is not to knock on his game on the court, because who wouldn't love a player like that? But I will say this about Dame: his likability is wearing out, and like Q said, and like Don said, and like my guy Christian said, it's his own fault, because they just mucking it up now. They yapping too much to the point where it's like, we're sick of it. We don't even care where you end up anymore, bro. The fans, as a basketball fan, we wanted to see better for you, because even KG said it in one of his podcasts. He found out too late that he should have requested a trade instead of trying to be loyal to the city, when they could just flip you like that, like a burger. So, it got to the point where he realized it late, and I'm pretty sure that he would have wished he would have found a different destination sooner, right? He would have played more of his prime basketball in an organization that really appreciated his talent, right? And so even KG's giving him advice. But at this point, man, this is what Damian Lillard recently tweeted like 3 hours ago. He said, and I quote, "Survived too many storms to be bothered by raindrops." You see like the victimhood is just out, like he's acting like a Karen at this point. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay that he acts like a Karen, because we stopped caring, bro.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where I'm just like, okay,
Yep.
Dame, you're a really cool guy and all of that. We get it. Loyalty, dropping dimes, all this cool stuff. But, bro, it's getting old, and the fans are going to stop giving a damn about you. Look, we were talking about James Harden today, and he decided to drop this tweet. Attention seeking much? You know what I mean? So come on now. So that's the thing about Dame, man. We just want him to grow up and just make your own decisions like a big boy. Put on your big boy pants. You want to trade, request that. If not, shut the fuck up. Pick one, one way or the other. You can't have them, but you can't have your cake and eat it too, bro. You can't be Mr. Hero and then play victim in the offseason and say, we need veterans. No, bro, they drafted your replacement already. You know what I mean? So that's at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Your mic's off again, Christian. I see you.
No. I'm just saying. No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just saying, yeah, exactly what you're saying. Yeah, Dame better be careful, because the replacement is right there now. Dame time might be over in Portland, and you might be shipped out to somewhere that you don't want to be. But I don't see I don't see them just shipping him out anywhere. Miami.
For sure. Miami, I feel like it's a great landing destination for people like him, Harden, players that are looking to compete and want to stay relevant. For sure. I agree with y'all, man. Now, let's go back to the Lakers really quick, man, before we wrap this up. Realistically, what is one trade you would like to see the Lakers target this summer? Let's start with Chris. Let's start where we left off. Chris, go ahead, bro.
Oh, no. You know what? I've always loved DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah. It might not be the exact position that we need to upgrade in, but I would love that anyways.
Yeah.
And then if you know,
Compton kid. I like
yeah.
it.
Oh, and that's my thing, and it's the same thing with when we got Westbrook. You know, I was born and bred in Los Angeles, Inglewood, California.
That's right.
Inglewood till I die all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go with if we get somehow. Well, I guess now with that Mobanga has been
Obama, yeah.
yeah, he's let go. I was hoping there was some way that we could get Caruso and DeRozan, but if that's gone, because I'm not I don't know exactly how the CBA works, but if we could have gotten something like that, but
Yeah.
the one thing I do want is AD to move to the 4. I don't want him playing the 5 and center
Right.
all year. If he has to play it every now and then, okay, but not all year. We need him, and we need him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If we could sign Ryu and sign what's his name? Austin Reeves.
No, you
yeah.
can't forget about Reeves now. Come
No.
on.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Oh, that's
No,
Austin
yeah.
Reeves, man.
So yeah,
It's Austin Reeves.
yeah, I was trying to remember Dan's nickname for him, Austin Reeves. If we could sign them too, because I do believe that they'll build. It's not what we saw is not the final version
Not at all.
of them. What we saw
They're
this
just getting
past,
started, brother.
yeah,
Absolutely.
what we saw is not the final version of them at all. I believe that they could build. It might not be to maybe the area that we think they're going to be, but they're going to build, and they're going to just keep going up. And I just want them to just keep going up. But yeah.
So your target, okay, DeMar DeRozan's a good target to have. Sure. He's getting a little older, but he's a veteran leader. He can come right in. Although I'm not sure about the floor spacing fit, because we already kind of had issues with Westbrook as far as lack of floor spacing, but I do like him as a person. Compton native, just like myself, man. I would not mind DeMar. All right, Quincy, who's your dream target scenario this offseason if there was one? And this is a dream target. Don't have to be realistic.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I've kind of fell in love with the squad that we have, right?
Right.
I wouldn't, I mean, obviously I could throw any name out there, but like honestly, I wouldn't want to trade anybody. If we can get, I would say Brook over Brown, because we need to dig, right? And then you still got Max Christie and some of these other guys, and I want to see what they, see if they get some action this year, right? But yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't, I wouldn't trade,
Yeah.
The player we was just talking about, the player we were just talking garbage. If there was a way that we could trade D'Angelo Russell for Dame, I would take Dame all day over D'Angelo Russell, because Dame is going to give you buckets when he on the court. So that would be the pipe dream, right?
Yeah.
But
give me Kyrie.
But right now, I think that I just want to piggyback off of like what Christian was saying. I mean, can you just imagine, Dan? We re-sign AR, we re-sign Rui. I mean, these guys are going to be better. They're super young. They got to be better, because we've already seen it. Rui never had an opportunity. He got an opportunity, and look what he did. And Austin, from the first 2 weeks that he stepped on the court, it was like, wow, who is this guy? And he just got better and better. And then he came out last year. So, I mean, I really would like to see this team. They played, like 15, 20 games to end the season.
Mm-hmm. And we had the best record in those 15, 20
and they made it to the Western Conference Finals. And I think with some coaching adjustments, they could have did better. But they also not have the chemistry that Denver had. Just let them build the chemistry right now. I mean, that would be way bigger than a trade for me.
Okay, I like that. I like that answer. I kind of agree with it. All right, Don Terry, who's your dream target scenario if you had one this offseason?
Oh man, prior to the news of Beasley and Bamba getting waived, and Beasley not getting his option picked up, I was on the board of trading for Clint Capella and Bogdan Bogdanovic from Atlanta. Specifically because Atlanta's in a fire sale right now, and they're really trying to clear their books to extend DeJounte Murray, Yucca Okongwu, and I forgot the other player they're trying to extend as well. I mean, the name is just right there on top. Oh, Sadiq Bey. They're trying to extend those 3 players in the next offseason. So I feel like with the right trade package, if we were to include Beasley, Bamba, maybe Shaquille Harrison, and maybe a pick or two to Atlanta for Clint Capella and Bogdanovich, we would have got that deal done, because what Clint provides is a rim runner. He's a rim runner. He's a great rebounder. He's a paint defender. He can shoot occasionally, and we all know what Bogdan can do. He can shoot the threes from everywhere. He can drive in the paint. He's a facilitator as well. So that trade would have pretty much filled in some much needed holes for us. At this point, I'm with Big Q, man. I'm in love with this squad, man. If y'all have not seen, these players are in the gym day in, day out. Vando is getting better. Max Christie is getting better. Austin Reeves is getting better. D'Lo, even in Toronto, is getting better. I feel like D'Lo's got something to prove, because he's heard the chatter. He's heard people give up on him. He's not worth it. He ain't worth wearing a purple and gold. Get him up out of here. Ship him up out of here. And for a player who has not felt like he's been at a home or been somewhere for a long time, I feel like if we lock him in and we truly believe in him, he's going to do some great things for us like he did most of the season. Like, I just want to reiterate to everyone, this team last season started 2-10. We was in the 13th seed in the Western Conference. We made these trade to get Rui, D'Lo, Beasley, Bamba, and Vando, and made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals.
Preach.
Do y'all know how hard it is to start from 2-10 all the way to the Western Conference Finals? And even though we got swept, we only lost by a total of 24 points.
Yeah.
It was a close sweep. It was a close sweep.
We were in every single game. We were in
every single game we was in there. If D'Lo gives us his average,
yeah.
Who knows? We would have been the one sweeping Denver. Like, come on. So, like what Big Q said, run this team back. Like Rob Parinka said the other day, run this team back, make marginal moves around the edges. Let this team go in the offseason training camp, build that continuity, build that chemistry, keep the flexibility, and you'll begin to see the true essence of this team. Because I guarantee you, this team would not be in no play-in next season. This team is top six, like guaranteed. Absolutely. Top six, like we get play in.
I actually think, you know what? If we keep building on what we had last season, I think we'll be top 4. I do.
I say that too. Top 4. Top 4.
Yeah, I was expecting that question to come up. Then I was gonna say, top 4 for sure.
Yeah, top 4.
We're not doing the play-in this. Yeah,
no.
But I will say, to add to what all you guys said, I love the youngsters, man. You guys know I'm a big youth guy. You know, I've always liked the youth. Holding on to those guys and fully developing them is always the best route, especially when you have talented guys like Austin Reeves and Rui, who I think are going to be pillars for this team moving forward. Let's not forget about Max Christie. He looked great in spurts last year. I think he's about to take a leap year this season. And as well as the draft picks we got, man, that Maxwell Lewis kid looks phenomenal from Pepperdine. And again, Don said it, man. They've been in the gym practicing. We've seen video clips of Vanderbilt working on them corner J's, working on, the little teardrops and stuff. So if he can add anything to his game, even a corner 3 like PJ Tucker, his value will just rise, and he will be extended next season if that happens. So yeah, I agree with you guys. My only thing is this: D'Angelo Russell's the biggest question mark for me on this roster, and I'll tell you why. Because I love defense, right? And D'Angelo Russell's defense during the regular season was solid. It was decent. He was actually, playing the passing lanes. He was trying. It was in the postseason where his defense got exposed. So if there is one upgrade that we can be had, it for me depends on what his market value will bring back. It would be D'Angelo Russell, but I do like the kid and I root for him. Obviously, we drafted him. He always stays close to my heart when we draft players. Man, I love them forever. So I do hope he succeeds here, if not wherever he goes. But he's the biggest question mark for me as far as this whole roster we have. And if you can flip him, and there's just a scenario here for you. If you can flip him for like a Jonas Valanciunas or something we actually need from a different position, I'm doing it, because the guard position is there's a dime a dozen around the league, right? You can replace that guard spot overnight, right? You can either keep Dennis or bring back Lonnie. Plus, we just drafted a point guard, or Austin can run some point, or even LeBron at times. I mean, there's so many different routes at the point guard position. What we don't have options at is the center. So that's the only thing. That's my only gripe about this team moving forward. But I love all of our two-way players, all of our defensive players, and I think we're going to turn our weakness into a strength. This is why the Lakers are rumored to be trying to acquire Bruce Brown, a defensive-minded guard. Maybe that's because they plan on bringing back D'Lo, and they want somebody to back him up who can, okay, you're trying to take advantage, you're trying to abuse D'Lo. Here goes Bruce Brown. Let's unleash the Kraken with this guy, So,
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty. So let's see what happens moving forward as far as that goes. Now, my final basketball question for you guys is non-Laker related. It's about Russell Westbrook, right? Will Russell Westbrook be in the NBA next season? And if so, predict he will go right now. And let's start with my guy Quincy. Where is Russell Westbrook going to be playing at? Is it the Shanghai Sharks or the Phoenix Suns? Where are we going?
Oh my goodness! I mean, I can see multiple teams, trying to get him. But I mean, Dan, that's a great question. I think as long as he takes the minimum, like somebody will pick him up. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have what that perfect destination would be actually,
Because it's hard, right? It's hard.
The Clippers were saying that they really wanted him, but now the Clippers talking about getting Harden, that kind of, like, wow,
turned him off to it.
Who else would take him? Yeah, I mean, I mean, if it's not the Clippers, then it might not be a contender, to be honest, because I don't know if a contender what contender would want him.
That's true. But also, he's kind of like in a bad spot, because what contender would want him? I have one in mind. And also, what rebuilding team wants that type of energy in their locker room? You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's kind of like a fringe player. Kind of has to be the perfect situation. Chris?
No, yeah. If anybody would take him, I would say Miami. But, man.
Miami's a good spot.
I would say Pat Riley would be the one person that could sit him down in a room and explain to him exactly what your role is and what your role is going to be the entire year. Not only through the regular season, but through the playoffs. Because because I'm going to be honest, I still don't know exactly what happened between him and Frank Vogel. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was an issue there, right?
Yeah.
We all know that there was an issue there between them two. And, there's a story between Vogel and there's a story between Westbrook, but, we don't know exactly what happened.
I'll tell you what happened, just to sum it up quickly. He got him fired, bro. That's what happened. He got that man fired. That's exactly what happened.
Right. But from the last thing I heard is that they had a dinner together. Well, not together, but there was a dinner and they were in the same area and someone accepted something and someone didn't accept something.
Yeah.
That was a big mess.
I heard
I think that's where the Lakers issues started. If somehow, some way that meeting between, your boss could just go easy and smooth, maybe you tend to just be like, okay, let me just roll with it, let me go with it. But he was just like, oh yeah, boss said, da 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 da, and it just went sour from there.
Right.
But Pat Riley would sit you down and look you in the eye and be like, da da da, this is what I need from you, this is what we need from you the whole season, this is what we're gonna need from you the playoffs. And I think that's the one place he can go to where he would know his role.
Right. Okay. I like that. I like the Miami pick. I wasn't even thinking about that. So, hey, good analogy there, Chris. I definitely like the Pat Riley example for Westbrook. That's definitely somebody that if you don't respect Pat Riley, I don't know if you even respect your wife at that point, man. Go ahead, Don Terrio. Go ahead, bro.
Piggyback off of Zoe because they stole my answer. I say Chicago. Because we know Lonzo pretty much, even though the news came out earlier, they said that he's making progress. I don't see him coming back next season, so that could be a good landing spot for them because they already got Kobe White over there. They got Zach LaVine, they got DeMar DeRozan, and we know how much Kobe White and Zach LaVine like to get downhill in transition. So he'll fit that roster nicely. Christian said Miami, which will be a nice spot for him culture wise because that culture, they'll make you really mature. When you sit down with Pat Riley, you're gonna leave out that room a different man. Trust me, ask LeBron James. But I feel like with Miami, Gabe Vincent pretty much played himself in a starring role in the finals, in the playoffs this season. So I'm not quite sure about that. Now, for me personally, he could return back to the Clippers because the Clippers have been adamant in bringing him back. That depends on what they're going to ship out for Harden when they do this trade. Now, if they end up shipping out PG for Harden, I can truly see Russell Westbrook going back there, playing with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. I can see that as well, but I don't see him out the league. Somebody's going to sign him to something. I
got a team for you, man. I got a team for you, brother. Those are all good names and teams. But here's a dark horse team that I feel like will have a shot at signing Russell Westbrook. But in order for this to happen, he really has to humble himself for the first time in his career. Okay? The Phoenix Bums. And I know Frank Vogel's there. But listen. Let me tell you something.
Come on, Dan.
Let me tell you why. This is a hot take, but it might just happen. Let me tell you why. I'm good at predicting these things.
Hot take.
I don't think there's going to be a big market for him in the open market. If the Clippers don't bring him back, he's not going to have too many options. I don't even think Miami takes him, to be honest.
Yeah, the point guard position in the free agency is dry right now. It's really dry.
Phoenix, he gives them exactly what they need. Somebody who can log in a shit ton of minutes during the regular season. Somebody who can produce numbers, not exactly always leading to wins, but definitely is going to bring the energy. He's going to have all of that extra minutes for him and just opportunity. They have it there. Now, obviously, the biggest question mark is Frank Vogel and them hate each other. I get that. But if there's nobody, there's no other takers. If I'm Kevin Durant, the snake that I am, I'm making that happen. I'm calling Russell Westbrook and I'm calling Coach, but like, I need him here. I need that energy here. He is the final missing piece here. And can you imagine the Cinderella story that would be? Come on, man. KD and Russ make out or make up, whatever you want to call it. And then Frank Vogel and Russ make up. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be such – and I had to say it on Pride Month, didn't I? But bottom line is this, they make up, and it just sounds to me like a story written by the Hollywood, aka NBA script writers out here, man. So it just – I feel like that is a dark horse possibility. Don't be shocked if you hear something like that. But again – it's going to be contingent of the Clippers. I think that's obviously the number one landing spot for him. If they don't bring him, watch out for the Phoenix Bums of Arizona. They're just trying everything at this point. I would not be shocked. I didn't mean make out. I meant make up. My bad.
No, but Dan, you're right because the last reports I heard was Westbrook and Vogel had an issue between a bottle of wine that was received or not received. That could be fake news or not. I don't know. But that's where I heard that the issue came about.
I'm still tripping out on the makeout part. I'm still tripping out.
Well, you're either going to make out or you don't. Yeah.
They're either going to make out or make up. One of the two, man. One of the two. Apparently, Westbrook's probably going to body slam Vogel first before he even considers playing for him again. Hey, listen, man. The NBA is a weird place where you think certain things will never happen. If Chris Paul could team up with Curry, anything's possible. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well,
hold on. Wait. Go down.
Now you do remember in the playoffs when the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns played each other. There Russell Westbrook, he went through this special part of the tunnel. Like instead of going through the tunnel, they went through like the press box, and he got into it with the Phoenix fan. But
anything's possible, man. I'm just talking dark horse scenario if he doesn't have a landing spot. I do believe Kevin Durant has always liked him and wanted to make up with him, and make out maybe even. Who knows how deep their bond goes. But bottom line is this, man. At the end of the day, anything's possible. It wouldn't shock me if he did end up in Phoenix, because they're looking for able bodies who can log in several minutes. This is the only reason I bring that up. Right. And of course, if they have their dream case scenario, they're going to sign whoever they want and pay them under the table money. But at the end of the day, man, it's going to be an interesting offseason, and it all kicks off tomorrow, gentlemen. It all kicks off tomorrow, so make sure y'all keep it locked. Now, of course, I can't let you guys go, man. I cannot let you guys go yet until we bring the fun questions, man. And we're going to try to do rapid fire answers here as quick as possible. But let's start with a mature question first. If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why? And let's start with Ontario. Give me 3 people, bro, you would love to have dinner with. Let's start with President Trump. I was fucking with you.
Yeah,
I was testing you, man. I see the red hat. I'm testing you, bro.
Hey, to throw food in his face. I mean, that's the only reason I'll have dinner with him.
That's right.
But honestly, I would love to have dinner with LeBron James.
I knew that was coming.
Oh yeah, man. Like, hey, I got to get the entrepreneurship
yes, sir.
tips and everything. Barack Obama.
Okay, that's a great one.
Let's see, 3 people: LeBron, Obama, and Warren Buffett. I feel like in that, man, I'm gonna get tips on how to save money. I'm gonna get great leadership tips, and I'm gonna get those health tips from LeBron, man, to get my body in shape. So yeah, LeBron.
Ontario's gonna show up at the next live looking like Schwarzenegger if he gets tips from LeBron, bro. It's gonna be crazy, bro.
But yeah, LeBron, Obama, and Warren Buffett.
That's great. That's a great list. All right, next, Quincy, your top 3, brother. You having dinner with?
Kobe Bryant, man, be number 1. It's funny because when he was alive, like I didn't even watch as much of the life stuff that he talked about. As you know, Dan, I'm into the mentoring and motivation and all of that stuff, man. And I mean, when you look back now at all of the and I'm sorry, I know we said rapid fire, but this is our guy Kobe, but when you get into like the work ethic that he had on the court and just everything that drove him from the court, and then once he retired, right, like everybody just got like this crazy story to tell about Kobe and just how much more driven that he was than everybody else. I mean, dude, if I could get like 5% of that off of him, I mean, that would be incredible, right? So I would that first and foremost Kobe. Then my next one would be probably Denzel Washington.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I've actually heard like some really like amazing, motivation and different things about him and stuff like that. And then obviously his success, right? And I could probably go a ton of different ways with this right now, but a guy who I've listened to him, and I didn't even like this dude at first, but I like what he stands for and what he talks about now. Steve Harvey.
Okay, that's a good one.
He talks a lot about motivation, and this dude,
motivation.
He said he was homeless and lost everything he had twice in his life, and now to where he is, So I'm still on that path, trying to continue on there. So any of that I could get from any of them gentlemen, I would like that motivation and that drive.
Hey, that's a great list. So my man said Kobe Bryant. I share that one with you. Denzel Washington and Steve Harvey. That's a great list right there, brother. Man. I'm very curious to see who what your top 3 is, brother. Wait, your mic. Yeah, there you go. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry. For sure, the first one is Kobe, just because that's my GOAT, and it's been hard for me to watch videos and anything on him that has come up after his passing, and it still hits me hard because he was a big part of my family's life, where even my mom, on the day everything happened, my mom called me and we just shed tears, and it was just man, it's just
It's
we
still
just
hard,
couldn't
bro.
believe it. Yeah, and it's still hard to me. And um, I've been trying to do some artwork for you, Dan, where it includes um, Kobe, and you can see right now that I'm like I can't even finish
Yeah,
saying my words
yeah,
because
tearing up, bro. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand. I feel
and
you, man.
it hurts me, dude. I can't even like finish speaking to you right now just because that's how much he meant to me and my family because he was a part of our life. And man,
All of
you
us as
know,
well, man. We were all
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
impacted by
Yep.
that
man.
loss, bro. You're not
yeah,
alone there.
um, yeah, man, he was a big part of my life. Yeah, man. Um,
Kobe's a great choice for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'll just leave it there for now.
Yeah. Hey,
But
man,
yeah,
listen.
he hits me hard, dude. He
yeah,
hits
Yeah.
me hard. It's hard for me to do art and he's included because I know I got to go into the history and I know his history just because I grew up. I feel like I grew up with him, right?
Yeah.
I grew up with him, good and bad, whatever you want to say, good and bad. I was right there with him. I never went away from Kobe. I was right there. If you want to say there was one person by his side, I'm right there, even though I wasn't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
It
but
felt like
yeah,
he was a part of the family, bro. We grew
yeah,
up with
yeah,
man.
Kobe
man.
Bryant as well,
Yeah,
man.
look
It,
at this right here, man.
yeah, yeah.
Hey,
If
he's
if
go ahead.
if I could, Dan,
Yeah.
if I could, I'm going to amend my dinner. I'm going to kick out Warren Buffett and I'm going to replace him with Kobe, man. It just feels right to
Yeah.
do that,
It's
man.
your list, brother. You can do whatever you like. Yeah, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure, man.
yeah, man.
And let me give you guys my three lists because it starts off with Kobe Bryant, of course, man. He's my goat. And to be honest with you, man, I'm very much so an alpha in life, and I've never looked up to anybody but Kobe Bryant. Literally, I've patterned my life around him. I've stolen some of his work ethic techniques. I've studied his books extensively, watched his interviews over and over, and I'm right there with you, bro. I still tear up whenever I go back and watch certain things, man. I posted a clip of him last night actually on my social media pages. So, we all feel the pain there. My mom also, my brothers, my whole family was all in tears, bro. And when I made the mix for him, like probably a week after he passed, that was probably one of the hardest things I ever had to do, man. I was in tears and everything. Kobe, what I would like to just pick his brain and because he left a mark on the world, not just basketball.
Yeah.
To me, he was the Bruce Lee of basketball. He went too soon and he left so many gems and just a way of life and a pattern that anybody in any profession can follow. So Kobe Bryant would be my number one choice with my dinner. Number two is somebody I've mentioned already, Bruce Lee, man. Another person who left an impact on my life, and I go back and study his story. People don't know about the struggle with Bruce Lee. If you haven't, check out his documentary. America didn't want to see Bruce Lee happen, and he broke through the barriers. He was one of the first Chinese American martial artists to debut, and his movies debuted in China first, and then eventually he became an American superstar as well. But he had to break so many barriers, man, and I would love to pick his brain on his greatness and see how I can leave my mark on this world as well. And then the third and final one is Michael Jackson. Talk about my three goats, man. Those are my three goats in the world, man. Kobe, Bruce Lee, and Michael Jackson. All three of them dominated their times and just left such an imprint in this world. And if I could just steal a little bit, pick their brains just a little bit in a dinner and be able to learn from their greatness, and any sort of advice would be worth millions of dollars because and again, they all passed, God rest their soul, but those are the people that I grew up looking up to, but especially Kobe Bryant. He was the main one for me. So I'm right there with you, man. But this was a deep rooted question, and
Yeah.
I knew it was going to bring some emotions.
Yeah.
And I told you guys who I grew up looking up to. The only person I want to ask you guys, starting with Don the Kingpin, who was the one person you grew up? I think I have an idea, but you grew up looking up to.
Oh man, it's not who you think, man. I grew up looking up to crap. Um dang, that's really a good question because I was moving a lot. I really didn't have anybody to look up to. But I just look up to the I looked up to my grandma. Seeing how hard she worked and basically the first few years of my life, she was my mom basically, and then she showed me the value of hard work. She showed me the value of love, and she just poured so much into me, man. And even to this day, I still miss her. And some days it still hit me hard. I can't believe that she's gone. But I looked up to my grandma, man. Like she was my everything. And I miss her every day. So yeah, I looked up to my grandma, that's who I looked up to. Yeah.
Awesome, man. And sorry about your loss, brother. But
Appreciate
yeah, that's a great person. That's gonna be a tough one to follow up. Big Q, who'd you grow up looking up to, man? Was it a celebrity, family member, anybody?
Yeah, no, actually, my grandfather, man, he's actually still alive. He'll be 89 years old.
Wow, awesome.
In September. But
Nice.
But my grandfather, he was a painter, and he worked for a company, and then he also did painting business on the side. So he was like the first one who showed me what work is all about. First of all, he clowns because when I was little, I used to say I want to be just like my grandfather, tall and handsome, and then so he just had that, like, a real good persona. Everybody loved him, he loved everybody, but the work ethic, I think at 13, something like that, was the first time I started going painting with him. He would take me with a couple of his guys and leave me in the house. All right, you do this room, or you do this closet, or whatever, kind of got that. He opened up a restaurant when I was 16 years old. So I helped manage that. And, we had the restaurant for 10 years. So that kind of really helped give me a start in life, to really know what life is about. And like I said, and I'm blessed, man, to this day. I lost my father 6 years ago, but I still have my grandfather, and we get to talk spit to each other, clown around, but that foundation that he put, and as being a man and knowing what work is about and what being a man is about.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's awesome, bro. Hey, listen, man, the values that these family members can teach somebody in life could just go a long way. And I'm sure that these are values you're going to be teaching your children moving forward and passing them down, and they're going to teach their children. So through generations, man, these are generational impacts. You guys are talking about your grandma and your granddad. Just some awesome, man. So shout out to the grandparents and the parents as well. Christian, talk to me, brother.
Man, everybody's got me in tears, man. Just because it's all great stories, and it just shows you the type of people that you bring on your show, Dan. It just shows you that it's real people, and man, just big ups to everybody, But for me,
right back at you, bro. Right back.
Yeah, at you. For me, it's my parents just telling me and showing me the right thing to do every day. And it's the same thing I try to show to my son.
Yeah.
It's not easy for you as a parent to communicate the same information that your parents gave to you, to your kids. So that's been my good balance, is just figuring out how to, tell him, hey, you got to do this your way, and you got to figure out your way, but I'm here to guide you and help you. But again, if I could just put it back into sports, it's just back into, I want to say real quick, Magic, because I met him at a Dodger game one day. This is back when I was in middle school, and he just looked at me. One day, my uncle, real quick story. One day, my uncle just happened to have club seats at a Dodger stadium. And I saw this super tall dude, and I'm like, yeah, I know you, but where are you from? And and so we were walking to go get a Dodger dog, and it happened to be Magic. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And he just, man, when I tell you, I felt like I was a part of his family, dude. That's when I knew, okay, I'm a Laker fan for life. For life. Don't say nothing to me. I'm a Laker fan for life. I'm here till I die. And this is back when, do you guys remember Prime Ticket and all that?
Yep.
Yeah.
On Fox? Was it on Fox?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so he was like, what you need, son? And he bought me a Dodger dog.
Dude, that's so badass.
And we're just like hanging out, and it was by luck that we happen to get those seats. It's not that we could afford them, because we couldn't. We just happened by luck to get them. And then, Magic Johnson is sitting right there, and I'm like, and then later on they showed him on the big screen at the Dodger Stadium, and I'm like, oh, that's why I know him, because he's Magic Johnson.
Yeah, that's crazy, brother. That's a badass story, by the way.
Kobe, and you could throw in Magic there.
Awesome. Hey, those are great role models to have growing up, man. And I've heard amazing stories about Magic Johnson and everything he's done for the community. This dude's just a stand-up guy. So I'm glad you got to experience a piece of that. That's a story I'm definitely jealous about, bro. You got to be Magic, and he bought you a Dodger dog. That's so dope. All right. Now let's switch gears a little bit, man. Make it a little bit, upbeat and change the mood. What is something you think everybody looks stupid doing? And I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna start with this one, bro. All right, the gritty. I can't stand that motherfucking shit, bro. I don't know what they're doing, man. I didn't see my grandparents dance better than that. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with the gritty, man. It drives me nuts. Go ahead, Big Q. If there's any pet peeves you got, man, from the youth out here killing you with this stuff, man?
Them stupid red boots, man.
The Sonic the Hedgehog.
The Dr. red stupid boots, man.
Those are bad,
my
dude.
God, I'm like, dude, are you
bad.
kidding me? That literally looked like something that people will wear in a stupid show or some type of animated movie, and people are really wearing this stuff.
Yeah.
Bro. Like I swear I thought it was a joke when I first saw it, and then I was just like, this is unbelievable.
See, the alpha in me could never let me rock something like that, because I don't follow trends at all, bro. Like literally, man.
Yeah.
DTK, man, talk to me, bruh.
Oh man, that stupid, dumb crate challenge. Like the hospitals have racked up on so much money from these dumb folks out here trying to walk on these crates, bro. Like, this is not Roblox. Like, this ain't no Tetris, man. Like,
I'm not gonna lie though, I have fun watching people fall off of that thing, bro.
I did too.
Lie, bro.
I did too, and I'm sitting back like, that wouldn't be me. Like, what makes you go to a store, buy a whole bunch of milk crates, stack them up in the hot sun, you stacking them up, and then you're gonna say, oh, I'm gonna try to walk across these crates. And then like you shot when you break a leg or break your neck or something like that. Like, I've seen many videos, people have broken their legs, they broken their wrists, broken their necks, like all this stuff, man. Is like, dude, like y'all dumb for that, man. Like, but that crate challenge, man, it's dumb, stupid.
That crate challenge is a good one for sure, man. I thought it was funny when they climb up, then they start wiggling and they get stuck, bro. It's like, oh shit, it's about to go down. What about you, Chris? What's a pet peeve of yours, man, from these new trends?
Well, I guess I'm gonna sound like the old guy, everything, but no, for real.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
No, yeah, for real, everything. Get off my lawn. Get off. No, but for real, yeah, definitely that crate challenge. What the? Come on, man. I would listen. If I did that, I would be out for like 2 months. I couldn't play basketball, and Dan knows I love balling every other night.
Yeah,
man, if there was something that I knew that was gonna take me away from that, come on, man. No. But yeah, that's it. I'll keep it short. Yeah. I'll keep it short. The young kids doing young kids doing the crazy shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a lot of that stuff too. We can go. This could be a whole segment about crazy shit people do, man. Not just young kids. I've seen adults doing some stupid shit too nowadays, man. Yeah, especially at Walmart. Ugh. All right. Let's see. I got one more for y'all. Let me pick it. I got 4 options. All right. This one should be funny, man. What set of items could you buy that will make the cashier feel uncomfortable? Let's start with DTK, man. Don, what's something you would go to the store and that cashier is not gonna want to go boop. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's something that's gonna freeze them up a little bit and maybe change the topic before they scan it? I don't know. Anything.
Oh man. Oh shoot.
I know Quincy over there concocting up a storm.
Let's see. some heavy duty trash bags, some bleach, and a machete.
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
that's gonna make them think like, dude, like, is he trying to bury a dead body?
Yeah.
Like,
If I'm the cashier, I'm calling the cops on your ass, bro. For real. If that's what you're buying off of the convenience store, man.
but
That's crazy.
trash bags, bleach, and trash bags, ammonium, and a machete. Yeah. For
Okay,
sure.
that's pretty uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie, you probably win that one. What about you, Big Q?
As being a big man that I am, and I probably a whole bunch of feminine products. I was sitting there laughing because I was thinking about all the feminine products, but I mean, they got the douches cleaner, the tampons,
Yep. I'm
the
glad you brought it
pull-ups,
up.
the Vagisil. Yeah, if I grab if I grab 5 or 6 of those boxes of
Yeah,
everything,
I'm shaking my head because I've had many of those trips, man.
yeah,
Hey,
Yeah.
when you married, man, yeah, you're gonna have plenty of those trips. Like,
yeah.
But you
I
know what?
felt
I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not embarrassed when my girl needs me to get something for her. It's like, look, this ain't for me, dog. Like, scan this shit and let's move it. Player. Like, I'm being the man of the house right now. You know what I'm
taking
saying?
care of my girl, man. Stop
Yeah.
tripping.
Yeah, so it's a prideful thing for me, man. I don't really care, bro. Like I'm kind of careless, I don't really mind what people think, anyways. But that it can be awkward for some people. What about you, Christian? What's something that might make
No,
people?
yeah. To me, it's the same thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm buying this, but you know it's not for me. So yeah, I'll go in and purchase anything that you need me to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'm weirdo. Is it just weird? Yeah, I'll go in and just buy like 6 packs of that thing. But if it's not for me, like I'm not worried about it.
Facts.
I guess it's.
Yeah, I think we think alike, me and you, man. I really don't care what people think. The most awkward stuff for me would be, well, I'll tell you guys a little story. When I used to do DoorDash meet with my girl, we actually used to do it together, and we went to Rite Aid, and we're like, okay, what is this? We didn't know what the brand was. Turns out it was a vibrator somebody had ordered from DoorDash, bruh. And we went to a dirty ass hotel to drop it off. And it's like, yo, this is weird, right? This is really weird. Why would somebody order this? But talk about shameless, right? They literally ordered it, man. Shit looking like a mouse. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So that was probably the most awkward thing I've ever had to buy for someone else, me and my girl. But yeah, that's probably it. Now, when it's really awkward when you go to the liquor store, you're on a little emergency run and you got to get some condoms or something. And you see the convenience store dude look at him. And he's winking at you, and he's like telling you, "Oh yeah, you about to get some tonight?" Like, bro, that shit annoys me. Like, bro, just scan this shit, put it in the bag, dog. That's probably the most awkwardest, man. So it's better. Thank God for online ordering nowadays.
oh man,
Order shit online nowadays makes it a lot
You
easier.
you gotta be prepared. You gotta
Gotta be prepared, yes, sir. But that's gonna wrap it up for us, fella. That's another classic episode of Around the League, man. It has some gems for sure. We shed some tears, we shared some smiles, and we're getting ready for this free agency, fellas. Oh my goodness, it's about to get good this weekend. About to get good. But all right, I'll let you guys plug yourselves in. Let's start with Christian. Go ahead, bro. Plug yourselves in, give your shout outs.
No, nothing. I really have nothing. Just DTF. Dan, the Lakers fan,
Thank you.
and Don right here, and my dude Big Q. Just everybody sign up for them. Do what you got to do. I don't know what the correct slang is.
You good, bro.
Because I'm new to all this, but everybody on here is fucking. Sorry to use bad words.
No, you're good.
It's
a rated R show, man. There ain't no PG-13s over here.
To me, I've been watching you guys for a while, Don and Big Q. I've seen you guys on here all the time, and I'm just blessed to be on here.
Thank you. You're too kind.
And I'm blessed that Don has given me access to you guys and to him. Man, just thank you to everybody, and I'll just let you guys do your thing.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate you, bro. You're so humble, man. We appreciate the humility. Go ahead, Don. Plug yourself in, brother.
Oh man, y'all can follow me right there, Don the Kingpin. Make sure I'm pointing right. Yeah, Don the Kingpin on Twitter, Dontario Moore on Facebook. Of course, shout out to you, Edwin. Of course, follow me on the Kingpin Talks podcast on YouTube. We're coming out with a banger of a show next week. We're going to be live on Facebook. I'll make sure it's on YouTube as well. Shout out to you, Dan, as always. Appreciate you having me on the show, man. It's
Pleasure,
always a pleasure to be on the show with you and great people on the panel, man. Big Q, Christian, I love you guys, man. Y'all truly my brothers to the chat. Y'all been awesome tonight, man. So ready for free agency, man. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna make sure I get me plenty of rest and make sure that I'm up at 6 o'clock when it goes down, because the bombs are gonna be coming left and right. So I cannot wait.
Yes. Oh my goodness, the bombs are gonna be coming, man. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks so much for your kindness as well, man. Much love. And of course, Quincy, brother, plug yourself in, man.
Well, first and foremost, as I always do every show, Laker Nation and DTLF followers, please click those likes. I'm still seeing 5, 6, 7 plus thousand views and 300 likes. Like, how is that even possible? If you're watching the show, click the like button, please.
People's thumbs are like snail pace, bro. It's getting there eventually.
But for those that don't understand, it helps the algorithm of my man's show. Yes. Click those likes. If y'all watching, click those likes. All right, Dan, appreciate you having me on the show. You can follow me on Twitter, Big QB Brown. Also Instagram at Papa QB, and then my wife and I just kicked off our business with mentoring, leadership. We got real estate going. My wife is doing life coaching. So you can email us at Brown Legacy Enterprises. Okay, Brown Legacy Enterprises. Whatever you need, we right here for you. My soul is just literally fiending to help people. We got to lift each other up. We got to support each other. So we are here for you, Brown Legacy Enterprises, and Lakers all day.
That's right, man. Hey, thank you so much, Quincy, for joining us today as well. As Christian and DTK, man, down the Kingpin. Appreciate y'all, man. Much love, guys, for blessing the channel today, man. It's been another successful episode. And, of course, thank you guys to the chat, the Laker fans, man. We just hit 10 million views on this channel, so it's not possible without you guys, man. So, again, thank you guys for all the love. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep subscribing, and I will see you guys here tomorrow, all right? Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Peace out.
Peace, Laker Nation.
Peace, Lakers.